this PSD file. It says 11-ounce mug mock-up. If you can't see download options here, you might just have to go to the three dots in the upper right-hand corner and go to open a new window. From here, you should be able to download the or the PSD file. And then we're going to open that in Photoshop. It is a big file, so it takes a minute to download completely. You can see it's loading down here. And then I'm going to go to Photoshop. Once it's all downloaded, I can go to Open, and then you'll see it in your downloads. Okay. So this is a mock-up file, and if you remember from Graphic Design 1, we did a mock-up, I believe, for our logo design. We're going to put our design on here. A lot of times students forget and they start going ahead and drawing, right on here, and you don't want to do that. You actually want to double-click on the thumbnail where it says Cup Design. We're going to double-click in this little space right down here, and then it's going to take us to the PSB file. So just to be extra confusing, PSB is where you will actually make your design. The PSD is where you will see the mock-up when you save it. So just to give you an idea here, I'm just going to do a couple squiggles here. I'll do a new layer actually. Do some squiggles, okay? And then I will say, and if I go back to the PSD, there's nothing there. But if I go back to PSB and I say File Save, it will show up on my mockup. So this is where you will put your design. Remember, your design has to have a combination of image and text, and you can do that however you wish. It just has to be school appropriate. You can delete the your design text. So delete that layer. Obviously, you don't want that in your design. And then you can start drawing. Now, just because for the sake of time, I don't want to spend forever drawing something, I am going to place a drawing or illustration that I already have into the design. And then again, I can say File Save. Let's see how it looks on the cup. Pretty cute. Something to keep in mind is that the mug is white. The handle will also be white. We don't have any way to print on the handle. So it's never a bad idea to actually leave some transparency unless you want it to be like a square, cutout or shaped design. Leaving that transparency is not a bad thing. And I'll show you what I mean here. So if I go ahead and I make a new layer, I'll bring that layer below the cat. Let's just say I fill in the background with black. Maybe a different color. I say File Save. It will look like that, but then the handle is white. It sometimes looks kind of funny, and then on the other side, it'll be kind of like a sharp edge there. If you don't mind that, then do something like that. Otherwise, you might want to leave it as a transparent background. Turn that back off. As a reminder, you will want to put some text in there, so feel free to use your own typeface that you designed, or if you would like to download typefaces or use any of the typefaces provided on the computer, I'll just go ahead and add some quick text. Mine is going to be very, very simple here. This is very tiny. We're going to make this a lot bigger. There we go. Make that go above. My daughter's favorite animal are cats and pigs right now. So a little kitty cat, as she would say. I'm actually going to grab that same color so we can keep that same color scheme. I don't know. Put it over here. Do File Save. Go back to your original design. So this is where you kind of have to be careful, right? Where this is really close to the edge. So we want to avoid that. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to shrink that cat down, Control T. And you'll be using all sorts of illustration tools here. You can use the pen tool, the fill bucket, the type tool, obviously, your pen tool's there, the brush tool, shape tools, any of those you're allowed to use. You just can't use anybody else's work. Let me right up here. Let's see how that looks. Not bad. All right. So let's say that I'm happy with it. I like the way it looks. We'll go back to the PSB file. So here, a lot of times students would get confused as well. So before you just go file, export, and try and save it, we actually want to flip the entire thing. And the reason for that is because when we print it, it's going to be then mirrored and flipped onto the cup. So if we don't mirror it now, it's going to show up backwards on our cup. So to mirror it, it's really simple. We just go to image, image rotation, and then flip canvas horizontal. call this, let's just do side one, because I'm going to show you how to do other sides of the mug if you want to do something on the back side. Okay, so I've exported that as a PNG. PNGs preserve transparency, so you don't have to worry about that. Now I'm going to go back to my mockup. I didn't press save on that PSV, so I'm actually going to save the mockup too. So I'm going to do File, Export, Quick Export as PNG, and we can just leave that as mockup or side one mockup, and then press save. So that way you provide the mockup. I see exactly what the size is, making sure everything looks good. So when I print it, I get an idea of what you're looking for. And it also gives you an idea if there's any issues with the design, right? Now, if we want to see the other side, we can just do some more flipping. So I'm going to actually flip this entire mockup. We're going to go to Image, Image Rotation, Flip Canvas Horizontal, and we're going to do the same exact thing over here. I think I actually saved it, so it's fine, but I'll do File Save so you can see it on here. Now we can see what it would look like on here. So if I do a new design, I'll just go back here. Let's just do something totally random. Let me go ahead. I'll just type out my name. Yeah, I want my name on the side. I go and do File Save. See, it's showing up backwards because we flipped this. So if you want to see what it looks like correct on here, you're going to have to flip this one. So I know it gets a little confusing, flipping back and forth. File Save. Now you can see what it looks like. The cool part is this is actually what you want anyways for your design. So if this is what you want, let's say this is what I want on the other side. Again, I can just go to File, Export, Quick Export as PNG, call this side 2. It's already mirrored. You don't have to upload a second mockup if you don't want to, but feel free. So sometimes it's just kind of nice to see what it would look like on either side. And then from there, you're just going to upload these things. So if you only have one design, your one mockup, this is basically what you'll upload. So there's your mockup PNG. You're going to upload that to Google Classroom, and then you're going to upload whichever side or sides that you want. So you can say side one, side two. Upload all of those files so I know that you're ready for me to print them. The mock-up is going to show me sizes and making sure I understand kind of what you're looking for printing, and then I will print it using our sublimation printer. Once it's printed, then you will get your design and cut it out. You're going to tape it onto the mug, and then you will come over and put it into our mug heat press. And it goes in there for a few minutes. And then when it's done, it'll release it. We'll take it out. We let it cool down for about 5 minutes, and then you can take off the paper and the tape, and you should have the design on the mug. So that's it. If you have any questions or if you're wondering how to do anything